and welcome to news from your trusted advisors from Williams-Manny. Williams-Manny, who offers all lines of insurance coverages, and we've been doing this for 120 years, haven't we, folks? So what we're here to do today is to give you news that you can use. We're going to be talking about issues and topics that are current to today, and then we're also going to be kind of reaching out to you folks and letting you know how we can be of help, correct? All right, so we're going to start things off, and I'll introduce these folks as they speak their pieces, but I'm going to go ahead and kick things off and mention that my name is Rebodos. I'm one of the benefit consultants and partners at Williams-Manny, and I can just tell you, to the business owner, that one of the main things that you're going to be focusing on, obviously, is going to be Trump care. That's going to be a hot topic, right, guys? So I just will have you know that there's going to be a lot of bobbing and weaving, a lot of legislative changes, and what you guys are going to want to know is can I work with a firm that can keep me up to date and make sure that I don't get bit, so to speak, by doing something that's not compliant. So I can just tell you one thing, is that we do at Williams-Manny have a dedicated person who is a health care reform specialist who keeps on top of this and makes sure that our clients are kept up to date so that nothing can turn around and bite you, so to speak. So that's one of the things we do. We also offer monthly webinars, okay? And at these monthly webinars, we again try to keep our employers and clients, we keep them up to date with the latest legislative changes. So that's one of the things that I know employers like yourselves are struggling with, or will be struggling with, especially with all the changes that are coming up. And then the second thing I'll just bring up, and I'll turn it to some of these other fine folks, is right now a lot of HR departments are spread very, very thin. Okay, you guys probably see that every single time when we see hundreds of clients throughout the year. They literally are wearing many hats, correct? Like you've got a hat, and all of a sudden they're wearing their benefits hat, then they're wearing the commercial hat, right? Then they're wearing the HR hat, and then they're helping with payroll. I mean, it's just crazy. So one thing I can tell you is that Williams-Manny has a program called Think HR, and what it is, it's just a toll-free phone number that actually gets answered by live people. I know it's crazy. These days people don't actually, you get voicemail, right? So what happens now is that you actually get an actual phone call. And when you call, you actually get a live HR professional, and they actually help weed through all of your questions, anything HR related. And then what they do for the benefit of you is they actually send back an email kind of confirming what they talked about. So let's say you had an employee that was doing something that necessarily wasn't a correct procedure. Well, what they do is they advise you, and then they actually follow up with an email so that you can put that in the employee's file. So it's kind of like a cover your you-know-what kind of a situation for the employer. So that's one of the things that we do to kind of offload tasks for the employer these days, or the HR representative. So that's some of the things that's happening in the benefits world. So let's move things over to the commercial world. And I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to Mr. Rick Rubner, who is one of our commercial specialists. And I got to tell you, Rick, I do talk to a lot of employers, and with technology these days, everyone's got one of these, right? And are we connected like all the time? All the time. We're connected all the time. Yeah. So one of the things that I keep seeing is, like, I push on this email and it's spam, or it wrecks my computer, and all of a sudden there's something called ransomware and cyber liability. And I've talked to some of my clients, and they're, Leon, what can I do about this? I mean, do you have thoughts on that, Rick?
Well, we do, and we all know, we've seen it in the news, large corporations and government agencies have been hacked recently, so certainly small and mid-sized businesses are at risk as well. They're vulnerable. So as we see it, there's three major concerns. The first is your company gets hacked. And so the first thing that's going to happen there is you're going to have a loss of profits. And you got to figure out your daily loss of profits, and you're also going to have to look at how much long that's going to take. It could be weeks, it could be a day. So that's one expense. Secondly, you're going to call your IT folks on the phone. You're going to say, hey, come here and fix this problem. And how long is that going to take? Well, it's going to be expensive probably, and it's going to take some time, right? And you're going to have to bring some key people in also with your IT folks, and that's going to be more downtime. And the third thing is the private information you have on your systems. If that gets compromised or stolen, the government regulations say that you've got to notify your customers and your employers. And also, you could have a damage to the reputation of your business. More time and money lost. Right? So, cyber insurance is the answer. It can cover all these additional costs. And so, what we do at Williams-Manny is we review all these coverage forms, because cyber policies are unique. So, no two policies are the same. We compare all the forms and select the best policy for you in terms of price and coverage. And more importantly, we keep your policies up to date because of the continuing changes in the threats that are out there. So in closing, really we'd just like to have an opportunity to work with you to make sure these costs and expenses are covered and you can concentrate on running your business.
Wow. And that's just it. That's one of the things I think that our clients would say about Williams-Manny and our service is that they want to run their business and they don't want to have to worry about the benefits. They don't want to have to worry about cyber attacks, so on and so forth. They all this stuff is trying to get in there and take away from their business.
Exactly.
But they don't want to spend all their time worried about that. And that's where Williams-Manny comes in, is we kind of help them sleep better at night.
And we save them time and money.
Oh, time and money.
That's huge.
That's something that's huge. All right, we didn't want to say that, but anyway, that's fantastic, Rick. I really appreciate that. Now, some other things that my clients tell me when I meet with CEOs and HR directors and CFOs is they keep asking me about workman's comp. They say, like, the costs just keep going up, and they're at that point where they're kind of feeling like they're putting their hands up saying, I'm helpless, I'm drowning, help me. And Chuck, who's also a commercial specialist, Chuck, can you tell me a little bit about, help me with this, help our people watching today,
Sure.
help us, what can we do? We feel helpless, but is there something we can do?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot you could do. I'm going to give you 3 actionable items
Go.
that you could take back to your business today to start making an impact. The first is having the right hiring process. That's key. You want to make sure that you have systems in place that when you find the right employee or applicant and you're going to offer them a job, make them a conditional offer and team up with an occupational physician and have them go through a fit for duty exam to make sure that they could actually do that specific job.
That's cool.
It's in the perspective of employees' benefit as well as the company's benefit. One side note of caution, you want to make sure you're ADA compliant, the American Disability Act.
Okay.
So that's something I would talk to your attorney just to make sure you're compliant.
Well, so you'll talk to their attorney too.
Absolutely.
Oh, that takes time away from them. Okay, great.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what we're here to do.
And then the other big issue is understanding your experience rating adjustment factor, the ERA. And essentially what that is, Illinois has it, multiple other states have it, and if you have an employee that has a workman's comp claim, but it's medical only, meaning there's no loss of wages,
Okay.
it's discounted by 70%.
Oh.
So that's huge in mitigating the
Again,
losses.
huge.
And that brings me into my third and final point, which is having a return to work program with a process set in place.
That's right.
So we could get the employees back to work as quickly as possible because what they know is if an employee is out for more than 12 weeks, there's only a 50% chance of them coming back.
Right.
So that's huge.
You
right
do
there.
that too, right?
Yeah, so those are 3 actionable items. There's plenty more, but I promise you, if you implement those 3 today, it's going to make a direct impact to your bottom line and your workers' comp rates.
Wow. So you're saying not only a bottom line in terms of lower costs, but higher productivity in terms of getting people back?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Indirect
that's
costs,
fantastic.
right?
But,
Direct.
and you're helping the HR folks by trying to do some of this legwork for them.
Absolutely. This
Oh.
is something that we take on the burden of that and help you roll these systems out.
That's awesome. You guys are, that's absolutely fantastic. And that is exactly what we Williams-Manny are, that's what we strive to do every single day. Again, saving time, saving money, lowering your exposure, and lowering your costs. I mean, I know these are things that are kind of the bread and butter of what we do at Williams-Manny. Another thing that we're finding too is a lot of our company or relatives, they say, well, my company offers this, they have a cancer policy, they have an accident policy, so on and so forth. And you have some groups out there or some companies out there that say, you know what, I can't afford to pay for these things. I can't, you know what I'm saying? But I have to compete with the big guy. So how do I compete, but I can't afford to pay for these benefits? So a lot of my clients are wondering, is there anything that I can do to make my organization from a benefit perspective look like it's got a lot of products, even though I can't financially afford to pay for all of these things? So one of the things that my clients keep asking about are voluntary benefits. Voluntary benefits, so to my right is our voluntary benefits specialist. Her name is Mindy Dunham. And Mindy, I just more and more clients are asking for this, more and more employees are asking for this. So if you can maybe tell us a little bit about, not everybody necessarily knows what voluntary benefits are. I mean, we folks are all professional and know what each other does, but for the folks out there listening, again, thank you for joining us today. Maybe tell us a little bit about what voluntary benefits are and kind of why it's growing and why it's become so hot.
Sure. So voluntary benefits can be anything from accident, critical illness, life, hospital indemnity, disability insurance, just to name a few. Now, generally, these policies are offered by the employer, but partially or solely paid for by the employee through payroll deduction.
Oh, okay. No, but okay, so if they're paid through payroll deduction, does that necessarily mean, so the employer is not paying for anything, but the employees can get the advantage since it's payroll deducted? Is there a tax benefit for that for them?
There can be. Some of the policies offered are pre-tax, some are post-tax, just depending on which type of product you're interested in.
Right, okay. Oh, that's awesome. So again, why is it that it's kind of a hot topic these days in terms of voluntary benefits?
So many reasons. The main one that I'll touch on is this. Because of the healthcare reform, many employers are having to offer their employees high deductible health plans.
Story of my life.
It's just
Story of my life. Deductibles went like this. Premiums went like this. That's right. No, you're right. So you're saying their out of pocket has been getting higher.
Yes.
And so guys like me will come in, and you guys hear the brunt of this. They say, Leon came in here and he raised my deductible, to $3,500. Right. So you're saying is there a way that you can help somebody with a $3,500 deductible?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So somebody that has a high deductible health plan could really benefit from a medical supplement policy.
Okay.
So let's just say, for an example, that an employee has a $3,000 deductible on their medical plan.
Yep.
Right? Let's also say that they have a supplemental medical policy.
Okay.
Now, this employee ends up in the hospital due to a situation with their health, and they're there for 3 days. Okay, their deductible is $3,000. Chances are they're probably going to hit that deductible,
right.
Just depending on what services they receive while they're there. And if they don't hit it, they're going to be darn close.
Yeah, so they're going to trust me.
So now let's just say also, and this is very commonly the situation, that a supplemental medical plan has a benefit of $1,000 for a hospital admission, and then $150 per day that they're confined to the hospital. That's a benefit of $1,450, right?
That's right, absolutely.
Their deductible was $3,000. Now that deductible does not feel as steep because they're getting back $1,450.
Well, I see what you're saying.
So it makes a lot of sense to offer a supplement policy in congruence with a high deductible health plan.
Right, and the thing, because it's voluntary, that means that not necessarily, there's going to be some people that say, you know what, I don't ever go. And they don't necessarily have to buy it, right? Because it's voluntary,
no, it's
right?
Completely
but
voluntary.
if I'm like if I'm a family, if I have 6 people in my family, and we're a little bit accident prone, or we have medical claims, that'd be something I'd want to do, because if I have, my wife has a $3,000, I have a $3,000, and one of my kids also has a $3,000. What you're saying is, if we're accident prone, or I gotta be honest with you, maybe not the best of health, what you're saying is we can kind of close the gap of the $3,000 deductible?
Yes. And I'm glad that you brought up the health, because in a lot of cases with these types of plans, depending on group size, of course, usually we need at least 15 eligible employees, but a lot of times this is guaranteed issue coverage or simplified issue.
That's great.
Simplified meaning just a couple of health questions. So what I'm finding is that a lot of people will tell me, if I wasn't offered this through my employer, I wouldn't have qualified for life insurance. I wouldn't have qualified for critical illness insurance. I wouldn't have been able to get a cancer plan because of my health history. But usually we can make that happen for you. So it's a big deal for a lot of people. It really makes you as an employer look good.
That's right. Wow. That's the goal for us, is to make you look good.
Yeah.
So
right.
And
that
a little bit easier too.
Yeah, so thank you so much for that. So it sounds to me like, just in summary, it sounds to me like working with Williams-Manny does a couple of things. Number one, as Mindy just mentioned, we can offer you breadth of products, right? In terms of what you can offer your employees. Makes you look good as an employer, but it doesn't affect your bottom line because the employee is paying for it. And it is true, we're seeing every single year that there's more and more employees that are looking to their employer for these kind of coverages.
Right.
What we also have kind of talked about is the fact that, man, some of these business owners on the commercial side and liability side and work comp side, and there's a lot of exposure there. There's some costs that are going up. So you've got exposure, you've got costs coming up, and the key is you got to find the right consultant to guide you to the right product, right? And to do a lot of background work. I mean, you guys just spend a lot of time hand-holding our customers to make sure they're doing the right thing. And on the benefit side, like I said, folks, I don't even know if I have to say it again, but we've had Obamacare now, so to speak, and now we're going to be entering into the Trump care world. And that's going to bring a lot of chaos, folks. So again, we just want you folks to know that, again, we're so grateful that you were here with us and spent some time with us today. Hopefully you can see that we are folks that do have knowledge, but besides the knowledge, the key is that Williams-Manny really likes to, I used the word handhold before, that's kind of the way we work with our clients. We recognize that you've got other things to do, right? You've got other things that you have to work on. Your boss is saying, you got to do this, and you got about this, and we got orders coming in, and we're late, and we got to bill for this. Folks, what we're here to do is try to simplify your life, help offload, maybe be an extension of some of your existing HR departments, so on and so forth. Help you sleep better at night knowing that your coverages are taken care of. So again, we're just so thankful that you joined us today. Stay tuned. The next screen is going to show you our contact information. You're going to have Rick's phone and email along with Chuck's. Again, I'm Leon Rebodos. This is Mindy Dunham. We want you to go ahead and just reach out to us. We're very friendly to talk to, and we're willing to talk to anybody. We're really your servants, folks. We really just want to serve you. So please feel free to just pick up the phone or send us an email. And again, at no cost, we'll come out to your business, and we just want to listen, right, guys? Right. I mean, we've done a lot of talking here today, but this is not our normal mode. We like to listen and hear what it is that you have and what your problems are, and I guarantee you we're going to come up with a solution I think that you're going to be very happy with. So again, we thank you for joining us for this news you can use from your trusted advisors at Williams-Manny. In the next couple of months, we'll be coming back, kind of keeping you updated on the latest things that are going on in the insurance world, and give you more ideas on how we can help serve you, help you sleep better at night, and help you save on costs. So with that, again, we thank you for joining us, and we'll be seeing you in just a little bit. Take care.